I'm going to try Ice new Lemon Drop Supreme Flavor pre-workout. Their new pre-workout that's coming out January 5th. There's a big countdown for it right now. All different flavors. Obviously still combining with the Ice and the 3XL creatine. Nothing's changed there. If you guys are interested in Ice at all, the link for it is in the description, the info box, along with the discount code for you guys. So obviously it's the next day. I did not work out when I got home from New Hampshire. Back just hurt way too much. Now, I've had a back injury before. Obviously that's actually what was hurting. It was just where my old injury was flaring up again. So I know like what serious injury feels like, and this isn't it. This is just I just tweaked it more or less. And it'll just be hurting for like a few days, I think. It's sore. Yesterday I got home and I couldn't even walk. Like my stomach felt distended. Like it felt like I did when I first injured my back again. Today it feels a lot better, but it still hurts. I'm going to try to go to the gym because actually all I have to do today is sumo block pulls. Usually I hate sumo deadlifts, but works out perfectly today because when I was first recovering from my lower back injury, sumo deadlifts are what I used because they felt better on my lower back than conventional did. So sumo deadlifts, and they're on block pulls, so I'm starting from a much higher position. All that basically means I can get my torso pretty upright and take the pressure off my back. So I'm going to go into the gym in a minute and I'm going to try it out and see if I can train today. And we're just going to go by feeling. If it feels fine, you know, I can brace my core, wear a belt and everything, and it feels fine, it's not hurting my back, we're good to go. If I go in there, try it out, and there's just a lot of pain, I'm probably just going to call it quits for this week of training. Since this week already got cut into halfway from me traveling to see my family in New Hampshire as it is, probably just going to rest this week, maybe do some light stuff here and there, and just restart week 4, which is what I'm on right now, next week, if that makes sense. Absolute best deadlifting shoe on the market, in my personal opinion. Now, Mark Bell's shoes seem really, really good, and I have not tried them. I have no doubt that Mark Bell's shoes are also amazing, so I can't compare those. And Mark Bell does an amazing job with all of his products. But from what I've experienced, because I've tried wrestling shoes, I've tried every single shoe, Chuck Taylor's, these are by far the most comfortable shoe, and specifically the high top. Somebody actually asked me, Nick, do you like the low top on these or the high top on these better? The low tops are interchangeable, in my opinion, with any other shoe. The high tops are amazing, though. The way they hug your heel, I mean, it could just be me, but the way they hug your heel, it's really, really comfortable. So, you know, shoes are shoes. Don't overthink it, but having really, really nice shoes with a 4mm sole, which is about that thin where my thumbnail is, super, super thin. These are literally like deadlifting socks, but they're durable as hell, and you can't wear socks on the powerlifting platform. These are amazing. It's basically like throwing on nice quality tires to your car. Okay, it's not going to make or break your car, but it'll make the ride, you know, potentially that much smoother. So that's what it is for me. The high top Oni is the way to go. In my personal opinion, the link for the Oni shoes are in the info box below if you guys are interested. And for those of you that are bringing up Chuck Taylor's, because Converse supports me. They send me free Chuck Taylor's. So I'd have every reason to kiss their ass, but just to be completely honest with you guys, because again, I like honesty, and reality is Chucks are just too high to deadlifting for me. Like, I know Max Tuning does them. I know a lot of lifters that can do them. Like, and honestly, I could still deadlift 500 plus pounds in them, I'm sure, but like, they're just not comfortable for me. They're too high up. I like sinking my feet deep into the ground, like basically wearing socks. But again, socks aren't allowed on the platform. And if you're doing sumo stance, socks can slide around if you get chalk in the platform. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on deadlifting shoes. If you guys care at all, Onis, A&Is. And the gym's closed. Ocean State closed at about 3 o'clock. It's 3:08. Did not realize they were closing early on New Year's Eve. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's like, New Year's Eve is one of those holidays where it's not like Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything. It's just celebrating like the turn of the year, so it's like a gamble. Not every place is going to be closed. Versus like Christmas, you know everything's going to be closed on Christmas. So I don't know. We'll go home. I don't have my blocks at home. I'm supposed to do block pulls. I don't have the Oki deadlift bar, and that's not an issue. I can still deadlift with a stiff bar just fine. But, you know, I like the Oki bar. Oh, well. We'll have to figure something out. Alrighty, so we're in the home gym. Just going to bail on lower body today. I'm going to take the gym being closed as just a sign that, Nick, you need to just let this back rest, and that way you can go back at it 100% next week. Versus if we tried doing the deadlifting everything today, it might have gone well, who knows, but the back pain might be 10 times worse tomorrow. So We'll just do that. We're just gonna basically just do some moderate training this week, just to stay in the game, and then next week we'll start week 4 all over again, fresh, and hit it hard. And that'll be cool. It'll be a new way to splash into the new year anyway. We'll start throwing in the cardio like I talked about, the other training. It'll be cool. So today, just gonna go for my top set is 315 on the bar. Just gonna do, a set of however many reps I can get today. This is not a max rep day because I prepare for those. Like my 225 for max reps, I prepare for that. I ate well. I ate accordingly the whole day before. I based my training leading up to it perfectly. So this is like just last minute. Probably get like maybe 4 reps out of it. My prediction for the most reps I can get on a good day with 315, I want to say 6 reps. It's nothing impressive, but I think 6 reps is probably what I can get on my best day. And I'm kind of curious to try that one day. So, but today we're just going to do it until it feels heavy. Yeah, see, on a good day, definitely 6, possibly even 7. That felt a little bit easier than I even expected it to feel. So that's kind of cool. Another realization is that I do like the wide grip. As you saw, I was still experimenting with the wider grip. I'm really liking how it feels, so I think widening my grip ever so slightly, like you just saw, is going to be the way to go for me from now on. Very, very, very interested now in seeing what I could get out of 315 if I totally prepare for it. And if I really can get about 7 reps, I'd be ecstatic. I have this theory, and it's just a theory. In fact, Eric, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Eric Bu. Remember that bodybuilder, Eric Bu, the Asian guy from Hawaii? He said this in a video one time, and it made sense. This theory is, once you can get a certain amount of weight, for about 10 reps or so, you're usually good to add on another 45 per each side, or about another 90 to 100 pounds in general. So if 315, for example, once I can do 315 for about 10 reps, at that point I should be good for a 405 1 rep max. Even with the little increment plates, 365, 345s and the 25 on each side. If you can get that for 10 reps, you might be good for 4 plates and a 25 on each side. Another 90 to 100 pound jump. Now that's just a very, very, very generalized theory. It's not an exact theory to go by. But it seems to be pretty true from what I've seen. So once you can do something for about 10 or so reps, you're usually good for another 90 to 100 pound jump. So when I can do 315 for about 10 reps or so, I bet you by that time I'll have worked up to a 405 max. So we have 365 on the bar now, which is my current 1 rep max on the bench. Gonna hit this with the SlingShot. Gonna go for a double on it. Grip was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be there, but we still got it. So we have 375 pounds on the bar. This will be the most weight I've ever had on the bench. Granted, it's a SlingShot rep, so we're not counting it as any sort of a PR. But just for technicality's sake, it is the most I've ever put up on the bench. And it's pretty cool because if you're doing it with the SlingShot, with the blue reactive SlingShot that I have anyway, there's different types of SlingShots. If you're doing it with the blue SlingShot, that means it's not far behind for you raw. I remember about 3 weeks, maybe 4 at the most, before I was able to max out 365, I was doing it with the SlingShot. I think the 3 weeks before it. And 3 weeks later, I was able to do it raw. So it's that good overload work. Woo! Wider grip that time. Felt easier than 365. It's that wider grip. Big boy plates. 385 pounds. We're gonna go for this with the SlingShot for a single. Yeah, buddy.